Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all today. Hope you all doing great. Rep your city, rep your city. I'm representing Chi Town this morning. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. We got Richmond in the building. We got the Nola in the house. We got the beautiful Stesia here representing New Jersey, Trenton. Baltimore's in the building. Buffalo's in the house. So I hope you all's 2026 is popping off great. It seems like we have a North Miami in the building. Seems like we got an extended holiday, I guess you would call it. Ross Malachi in the building representing Vernon, Texas. Ross Malachi. Then we got Georgia GA in the building. Shalom, brother. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, we got Ross representing Vernon. So I'm up on, you know. Here I go. I made some tea, but I ran out of sweetener. So I don't know what it tastes like. And it's still kind of hot. So it looks like my breakfast is the breakfast of champs. Look like I got to finish off this blackberry wine to wet my whistle. This is why everything I consume is healthy. So even when I'm drinking wine, it's good for me. This is blackberry wine, which is really blackberry juice. It ain't so winey, you know. It's not, it's if you want it really wine, I don't think I would buy this for wine. This is more medicinal. It's more medicinal than it is alcohol. I guess it got some alcohol in it. Man, the hooch we made in the county jail was stronger than this. We got Atlanta in the building. My mind is spinning this morning. I always share it with my subscribers. Some of my unusual ideas. I'll be 68 in less than 2 months. Ooh, February 22nd. And I'm trying to figure out my mentality. I know some of my mentality's got a lot to do with me being plant-based. Being plant-based prevents a lot of aging. And when you prevent aging physically, it also prevents aging mentally. But I'm writing my book, so I don't want to say too much. But when I did get stabbed, I felt like I was born over again. I felt like I passed away and was reborn. So I really can't tell what age I am. I think I'm in my 30s. I think. I'm going to be looking into that more so I can really finalize that in the book when I get to that part. But think I think I'm like 38. I think it might be 40, but I think 38 or 39. I think. But nevertheless, I take care of myself, so I'm in a good shape, and I've been working out. Right? Yeah, because when that happened to me, I was 30. Then I was born all over again. I pretty much passed away. Woke up in the hospital, another person. Began to age quickly, though, in my new life. So, um, I got to try to figure out how old I am since I was born again. So, I'll have that all figured out by the time I get through with this book, which I should be out of town in a few days. Uh, my trip has been held up for months, so I'm trying to figure that out. I'm supposed to be out of town writing. I was supposed to leave in October. So hopefully I get out of here in the next week or two. We will see. I will be going live on Vegan Intel today. I don't know what time, but sometime today. Most likely this evening, like 4 or 5 o'clock when everybody get on or getting off of work in the United States. Maybe early. I don't know. Everything I do is spontaneous, but for sure today, I got some things to cover today. You have a friend that's stuck in a health dilemma. What's going on with them? Y'all hit the like button, share, subscribe. Let's get the numbers up before we start the conversation. We got East Atlanta in the building. We got Atlanta in the house again. We got New Orleans in the house. Some of my behavior, it's three parts to my behavior. It's me being stabbed and being born all over again. It's me being plant based, and it's me being in the music business. Being in the music business took me out of my age category, meaning that the time that you usually spend with your age category or raising your children. I end up spending a lot of time with 20-year-olds. I mean, it's really a lot of work to be a music producer or to run a record label, and it takes a lot of time. A lot of people really wouldn't believe how much time it takes to really put albums together and to record songs. It takes some time, and so that got a lot to do with it too, because I was around young people all the time. From the time I leave my wife and go to the studio, I'm around young people, and then my studios was like all night. I get home in the morning, and then I'm only around one adult my queen, you know what I'm saying? I go home to a whole bunch of teenagers and a baby. I go home to four teenagers, a set of twins, two boys, and a young girl, 5-year old, 3-year old, 4-year old. So I go from some youth to basically some kids. You know, that didn't help much. That didn't help me age very much. Yeah, that what I'm saying. Yeah, that didn't help much. How you gonna grow up when you got your stepson and your son? You're like, boy, I'm gonna do you, boy, I'm gonna do you. So you can't mess with me, boy. You can't mess with me on this game, boy. So how you gonna grow up? So I didn't really get a chance to grow up. I'm trying. I'm trying. But it's just hard to grow up like with my life. Okay. I got a little baby. Y'all had little children. So I had four teenagers and a little baby, and it was kind of like a girl, a bossy girl. So she kind of owned the living room. So I go home and all day I gotta watch Caillou and Powerpuff Girls. I mean, I'm on my computer, editing music because uh, you can't just make the music. You got to promote the music. If you don't have a team, you got to be the publicist, the promoter, the engineer. You got to do everything. So I'm on my computer, but the baby girl got the TV, and my life is surrounded by Clifford the big red dog and all that. So I ain't really get a chance to go to no job with no other adults, and because I work for myself. So I've been stuck in a young world. Not to mention my queen is like 15 years younger than me too. So you feel me? They tested positive for TB, but stuck on treatment route to go with for personal beliefs. Mm, they got to go with whichever one gonna work. If they got personal beliefs and it's a route that ain't gonna work, mm, well, they got tuberculosis. Mm, they got to make whatever they got to do, whatever's gonna make them get well. You know, whatever's gonna make them get well. That's what they got to stick with. You know what I'm saying? That's what they got to stick with. Whatever's gonna work. That's what they got to do. That's pretty much what they got to do. A strong antibiotic versus a herbal route. I mean, it takes 6 months to cure it with a strong antibiotic. I can't give medical advice, but I can just say what I do. Me, uh, anytime I have a choice between some type of medicine and some type of herbal cure, if it's something serious, I always go with the medicine. So I always go with the medicine. I'm going with the antibiotic because I feel like if the medicine can cure me, then I take the antibiotic, and then if the herbs can cure me, then my method is I take the antibiotics and then I take the herbs. I take the herbs to cure whatever the antibiotics would have did. So if a doctor give me some type of say, listen, you got some kind of infection, and then they give me some type of medication, I take that medication. Then when that's cleared up, then I go to the herbal remedy to go and flush out the medication. That's my method. Because depending on what you got, you can't be sure which herb is going to cure it. So like you roll in the dice. You understand? So they gotta make their decision. But for them to try to make a decision now when they obviously didn't make decisions originally, that's what they need to think about. Maybe if they would have been, you know what I mean? Maybe if they would have been more serious in the first place, they wouldn't be in this situation now. So don't run to the herbs now. If you would have been dealing with the herbs in the first place, you wouldn't even have TB. So you've been on some Babylon the whole time. You've been living a Babylon lifestyle. Now Babylon tell you to go take some Babylon medicine. Now you want to be a herbalist? Really? I'm just saying. So for me, and I'll tell you why. I had a friend in Hawaii, Rasta man from one of them islands, not Jamaica, one of them like St. Kitts or some St. Lucia. He was from St. Lucia. And he was working on his property, and he cut his finger with his machete, cut it kind of bad. So he was treating it with herbs and stuff. And this is a Rasta man that know that stuff. He know it. So he was treating it with herbs. He know what to do. So he was using the fennel and all that stuff that you use for infection. He kept using it, and it never worked. So finally, he went to the hospital. When he went to the hospital, they told him they had to cut that off. They told him if he would have came right away, they could have saved. They had to cut the tip of his finger off because he tried to use herbal remedies, but he didn't know what. You don't know what you're trying to cure. And so even if he was going to cure it himself, he should have went to the doctor and found out what it was first, not just experiment. So when they cut it off, they told him, if you would have came tomorrow, we would have had to cut the whole finger off. If you would have came 2 days later, we'd had to cut the whole hand off. If you would have came 3 days later, we'd had to cut the arm off to here. If you would have came 4 days later, we would have had to cut your whole arm off from the shoulder. If you would have come 5 or 6 days later, you would be unalived. Facts. Because he had some type of microorganism in there that the herb wasn't going to do nothing to that thing. You see what I'm saying? But he didn't go in there because you never know what's in there. He probably had a staph infection. And if he had a staph infection, them herbs and stuff ain't going to do nothing. That ain't going to do nothing. Especially if you don't know the specific herb for that specific bug. You just guessing. And so I always go to the doctor, the hospital, let them tell me first, then I decide if I want to fight it or not. But I feel like if I believe plants are so strong, that plants to heal a sickness. But then I believe that the medicine gonna make me sick. Why won't the medicine stop? Why won't the herb stop me from getting sick from the medicine? You know what I'm saying? Give me the medicine, bop, bop. Then I go take the herb after the medicine work, bop, bop. Win, win. Give me the medicine. It get in there, start to it do what it do. It might try to do some bad things. I go back plant-based, bop, bop, kill the medicine. Let the medicine kill the bug, then let the herbs kill the medicine. A win-win. I just kill the medicine. I let the medicine work. Then I go kill the medicine. After the medicine, okay, medicine, are you done? I love you, medicine. I feel much better. Okay, this is gonna hurt you more than hurt me, medicine. Pop, pop. Then I shoot the medicine. I unalive the medicine. You know what I mean? I unalive the medicine. Win-win. Yeah. I take the medicine, then I unalive the medicine. I let the medicine unalive the sickness, then I let the herbs unalive the medicine. Wow. I went to the dentist. This was my second wife. I lived at Harvey. I went to the dentist, and the dentist said, "Okay, Pharaoh, we're gonna pull that tooth. Take these for 7 days and come back. I'm gonna pull the tooth." Me, Mr. Rasta Man, Mr. Plant Based. I went, I ain't taking this shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So I go back to the dentist. Young people, don't be a liar. So I went back to the dentist. He said, "Did you take the medicine?" Here I go lying. Yeah, I took it. See, I should have said no. Here I go lying. That's why lying is not good. I said, "Yeah, I took it." So he said, "Okay." He pulled the tooth. So I went home. The next day, I'm in the bed. I can't move. My glands under both arms is swollen up. Right? And I'm just laying there. Now I did go with the herbs and teas and stuff to, try to got myself back together. I went back to him and told him what happened. He said, "Fool," he said, "that's why I gave you the antibiotic. Like when I pulled the tooth, all that poison went into your body. It could have killed you." He said, "Pharaoh, you could have died." That's what he told me. He said, "You could have died." That's all I know, man. My bad. And I was like I had HIV or something. The way I was laying there, the big old all that stuff went into my glands under there, and I was just laying there. But my queen was bringing me tea and bringing me herbs and stuff and soup and stuff, and I guess my body was clean enough where naturally I drove out uh, the infection. But you ain't got to tell me twice. You don't got to tell me no more. Doctor say, "Hey, I'm good for any type of infection, anything like that. I'm not going to play with it." Some things is only the professionals could cure. You rolling the dice. Because if you go to Dr. Sabi, if rest in peace, if he was alive, he gonna tell you a herb you don't even have. So you don't even probably have what a real professional like Sabi would tell you to take. See what I'm saying? Yeah, there might be herbs to take, but if you're in Detroit, you're in Chicago, Sabi was down in the island somewhere. He probably gonna say, "No, you shouldn't have took that. You should have took this." See what I'm saying? Still a doctor. Sabi still is a doctor. He just not just a vegan. He's not just plant based. He's basically a doctor. He's a herbal doctor. So yeah, they gotta make that decision. I wouldn't give them no advice if I was you, G-Rock. I wouldn't give them no advice. Not with their life. Tell them, hey, tell them do what you think is best for you. Because you don't want that on your hands. You don't want that blood on your hands, bro. Stay out of it. Don't give them no advice. I'm telling you. Because if it go bad, you know what I'm saying? Don't give them say, look, man, I would like to help you, but I don't want to give you no advice for something this serious. You got to make that total decision because you don't want to put his life in your hands. You don't want to do that. So today, and this kind of segues into this. I've been just thinking about situations because we have a situation where the older generation is aging faster. Even though some of us is plant based and stuff, we're not, but still the numbers don't lie. And the older generation is aging faster. The stomach cancers and different things have dropped all the way down to 50, sometimes late 40s, sometimes mid 40s. The diabetes, the dialysis treatments, the amputations has dropped all the way down. The prostate cancer. I remember black men didn't go get checked for prostate cancer till they was 65. And now brothers is getting prostate cancer in their late 40s, definitely in their 50s. So 50 now is 50s is like 70, 80. Yeah, 50 years old, like 70 and 80. The brothers is getting 50 and 8 out of here. It's over with. 60 is like you 80. They dropping 61, 60, 62, dropping like flies. So the older people are getting older. And the younger people are getting younger. They're more lewd. They're doing adult things, but their minds is preschool. In other words, a young lady will get out here and be sexually advanced at like 21. She's doing all types of stuff, 20, 19. But a man is still just like a 14-year-old. So she's got a mind like a 14-year-old, 13-year-old that's out here trying to act like they grown. So they're trying to act like they grown, but they don't act like they grown. They trying to act like they grown, but they actually act like about 8th graders, 9th graders. The brothers out here, the young men out here, they act about 8th, 9th grade, 20-year-olds, 20, 25-year-olds, you mean now. Yeah, they're like junior high school, they act like. I just had a blacker brother. He's a grown brother. He act like he was in junior high school or something, trolling, typing. Grown man. He was a grown man. I had to just block a grown man on social media, acting like he a junior high school. I said, bro, I hope you ain't got no children. Imagine you got 2 children. The girl say to the boy, what? I'm finna go ahead and see if daddy help me. And the son say, don't go in there bother daddy. She's like, why? Daddy trolling. Daddy on his phone trolling. daddy on his phone trolling so bad. You know what I'm saying? Daddy on his phone trolling. Yeah, he be following somebody he can't stand. He said, Daddy be following somebody, he don't like him, but he following somebody he don't like named Pharaoh. I mean, every time I go live, he come over here because he don't like me. I'm like, listen, man, give me your mother's number. I need to call. Hello, Mrs. Lane? Lil Lane, your son, huh? Listen, would you go get him some adult male underwear? Yes. Don't put no more Power Ranger underwears on him. Okay. Don't put no more. What the hell? Bro, I had to actually block him. I mean, I just been putting him on timeout for days. He come every day. That man need to get a life. I'm like, where the hell he live at? So there's a big old gap because the 40 and 50-year-olds, they 70. And the 30-year-olds, they teenagers and the 20-year-olds. So we go from teenagers, no, we don't got nobody in the middle, to some old farts. Because the older people, they still eat like they pick cotton, right? And I'm going to pick some cotton, get me some chitlins and some eggs and some grits and some pork, so they still eat. The older brothers and sisters, they still eating like 1948. So they old, and their bodies wore out like they old. So the female, she 55, but her body, she might make it look on the outside, but the inside of organs and stuff is like 75. Breast full of breast cancer, just full of cancer, all type of stuff. And then the babies, the young ones, they went this way. So the kids is younger and stupider. The older people is been consuming so much trash that they ancient. They done. And no, they're not acting mature. No, they're not acting mature. The kids ain't acting mature. The kids is doing adult stuff, but still idiots. They more immature doing adult stuff. Facts. The young ladies and the young dudes, they are more immature, but doing adult stuff. They're not mature. These young brothers in Chicago is not nothing. They're not more or mature. For sure. They want to have guns and all of this, but they act 13, 14. They be all in the house arguing with their mama. Mama, he's so, you know what I'm saying? But he's a gangster. He's a BD. He got a gun and everything, but he be arguing with his mommy in his mommy house. He in his mommy house arguing with his mommy. He arguing with his mommy. I'm telling you. It's like a Twilight Zone. So yeah, they want to do older stuff, but they're slow. Alexis could tell you when if she got a child that's real intelligent, her child don't match nobody they go to school with. Her child is like an adult around them other kids. I'm telling you. This why we have a hard time getting our kids to do good in school because they don't want to be like the adult. That's kind of like corny, but that's what they end up for the kids to be smart and get good grades. They be like the adults in the class. And the other kids that's failing and that's behind be like, why you ain't acting stupid like us? Why you think you somebody? You see what I'm saying? So the other kids mad because they so slow that you look like an adult. You really ain't no adult. You're really a child. But they so immature, but trying to do adult things. Whereas your child is mature and act doing things they're supposed to do at that age. So the ones that we trying to get to go to school and make something they sort of doing right, if they in the fifth grade, they do what fifth graders do, but they smart like seventh graders. They classmates in the fifth grade, they want to do what young adults do, but they man in the second grade. So the young girl out there ain't got no clothes on and nothing. Hey, trying to do a female stuff. She can't add 4 plus 8. Yes, sir. Hey, you half naked out here. You want to pop it like it's hot, like an adult. What's 4 plus 8? That's the answer was, I see you out here trying to dress like you grown. Okay, I got you. You grown. You could do what you want to do. What's 4 plus 8? Read this. Can't read or nothing. Can't read or nothing. So how you acting, how you doing adult stuff, but you can't read, but you read at the second grade, third grade level. So they going this way. The adults ate so bad, didn't take care of themselves. Many of them tried to grow up so fast that now they old as dirt. Because you know a woman that run the streets a lot, you know how she look by the time she get 38. She look like they drug her through the alley. She toe up from the floor up and make you want to throw up. So now you got a big old gap. You got a big gap. There's nothing in the middle in our society. I kid you not. And the way the corporate industry works, that's what I want to talk about. The corporate world, they're going to have to change the way they function because in the corporate world, the bosses is too old. That's in the government too. Trump and them is too old. We done sat up here and had Biden was all too old every time they was in office. They too old. They too old. America's going to collapse because America is aging. And America's got all these old people trying to run everything while the younger people getting dumber and dumber. So now you're going to hit a point where who going to run stuff? The dummies? Because you ain't put no energy into them. If you stay in office till you 80, the young politician that could have did something, right? That was 40. Hell, you block him so long by the time you get out, he's 60. Now imagine I'm 40 years old. I'm ready to be some type of politician, a senator, no, a governor of a state. But you the governor of the state, and you 60 and I'm 40. And you staying there till you 82. So now by the time you get out, you done wasted 22 years of my life. I'm 62. Well, you done blocked me all these years, because that's all these politicians is doing. They blocking better talent. People is aging, waiting on them to get the hell out the way. And then if you got a bunch of old people running everything, the young people be like, "What the hell? Well, ain't no need of me trying. I can't get the spot. I can't get the spot." What young person is gonna want to do anything powerful in a high position when they figure they ain't gonna let me in there until I'm 50? What kind of, how you gonna run a country like that? Seriously. That's why America's behind. Because you go look at age, you look at pictures, you see all young people on computers, boom, in these corporate offices. All the bosses, they young, they late 30s, early 40s, and the bosses. When you that age, when you get like 60 and up like that, 50, late 50, 60, they put you in an advisory position, meaning you the boss, but only in an advisory type capacity based on what everybody doing right here. But it's everybody got the floor to do what they do. All you do is just oversee what they doing. So they got their young people bringing them new stuff. Look, we got this new computer, do this. Then the older dude be like, "Oh, okay. He's 60. He have the 50-year-old double check it. Yep. But the 40-year-olds and the 30 years olds, the one making it work. They got a system where they let the 30 and 40-year-olds come up with all the new ideas and the new stuff to keep the country moving. And then the 50 and 60 years old, all they do is just look at it and they just stamp it. That's it. They don't get in their way. So now because they got that opportunity, they young people start early. Because they know they get opportunity early. They know 20 years old, you could be making good money. You can move up quick. You don't got to wait till 1,000 years old, like in America. In America, we making these young people, they got to wait till they're 1,000 years old before they get somewhere. It's ridiculous. And because they got to wait, instead of them going forward, they going backwards. They going backwards. And because you're not priming people to come in and really be bosses at 30 and 40, people ain't even taking care of themselves. And ain't nobody, and every time you look up another Hollywood celebrity that shouldn't be gone is gone, unless it's me. Y'all ain't noticed all these Hollywood people dropping like flies, and it's like, dude ain't even that old. Especially people my age know what I'm talking about. Because you used to go see your great granddad, your granddaddy would be 90, 95, grandmama 98. Granddaddy wasn't passed away at no 60. Who granddaddy passed at 60? There was some circumstances where they worked them to death. But you didn't see people checking out like now. And you definitely didn't see all these overweight people. If you was overweight, you was rare. When I went to grade school, there was only one overweight girl. We had two fifth grade classes, two sixth grade classes, and there was only one girl that was overweight. Nobody was overweight. That was rare. It was only one girl at the whole school. Facts. So they're not really educating the youth to lead. If you got to be 1,000 years old to lead, then you're not going to educate your youth to lead. So in the United States, they're not educating these youth to be leaders. They don't want to put the elders in an advisory capacity. Meaning you still got control, but just as an advisor, but you don't block the young minds. You don't block the young minds from excelling. Now I can't speak for every race because being on social media, I mostly got blacks. But the young black man, hey, he messed up. Like I said, I just had a young black man. He come over here. Every time he come over here, that man is something seriously wrong with him. And this is probably somebody's. Now, he either somebody's father or he under the mentality he don't want to have no children yet. But at in your 30s acting like that, it all makes sense why you don't want to have no children yet. You still a child. When you in a society and you see grown men over 18 years old playing on the internet, trolling on the internet, going, logging into stuff they don't like and to make crazy comments, actually clicking on something that you don't like to watch it, that's a serious psychological problem. Because something got to be wrong with you to take time out your day and go click on to watch something you hate. I have how many times I have black men don't like me and watch me. It's just they watch me. I have some. I have to block them every day. They come. You understand? It's not about just being a fan. Like it's a mental. This is mental disorder because even no matter what, it's a mental disorder because at 30 years old, right, and period in life, there's no way in life you should ever consider yourself a failure at life. So I'm glad you said that because I hear that all the time. They're trying to push a scenario where there's these accomplishments that you're supposed to reach. And if you don't reach those accomplishments, you're a failure at life. But those accomplishments aren't godly and aren't realistic because those accomplishments, there's only so many. So if you set up a society where there's only so many of these positions, and then you tell me if I don't get one of these few positions, I'm a failure in life. So automatically you're saying there's going to be a bunch of failures in life because a whole bunch of people ain't going to achieve none of that. Now just let that sink into that type of concept. That means if I go out here and I get a whole lot of money and I get a house, nice house and all this, that means I'm a winner at life. I would have never looked at myself as no winner. I wouldn't consider that winning. I would just consider me just doing what I do. I wouldn't consider no type of accomplishments as winning. That's like crazy to me. It's a crazy concept to me to look at myself like I'm winning. Like winning what? What I want? What did I? What winning? What do you mean winning? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Oh, I'm winning. And the older lady that works at the bakery that just pay her rent and she got to take a bus, she don't have a car. She losing? Like, really? Are you serious? And then you want to turn around and talk about God? Because most people like that, they're going to turn around Sunday, God this and God that. Ain't no God stamping, none of that. Based on that, y'all want to have seats in heaven and who sit in the front row and who sit in the back row in heaven. Like one minute you're talking basically Luciferian concepts, and then the next minute you on Sunday you're talking about God. What type of God gonna say you winning? And can't nobody want to debate me on this. Nobody, not billionaires or nobody, because the entrepreneur concept that does not fit an entrepreneurial concept. Because an entrepreneur, you just make a shot, you hit it or you don't. Any real entrepreneur tell you that. The guy that owned Amazon, he was striking out in his parents' garage. Was he losing? No. He was just doing what he do. He's no different than the one now. Same person. He stuck with a thing, it hit, now it popped. That's it. He's not a winner. He's an entrepreneur that came up with a good idea, stuck with it, and it worked. That's it. When it was flopping, he wasn't no loser. He was an entrepreneur coming up with ideas and they wasn't working. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I mean, I never chased Babylon stuff. I never really cared about all that kind of stuff. It's just something. It's just stuff. So I never cared about big old houses, a whole bunch of cars. I never really cared about that stuff. It was always, it's there. It's all right if you buy it because you like it, but to worship it, I learned from my father. My father never worshipped nothing we had. His car was just a car, and I lived in that. I lived in that where my daddy always bought these brand new Cadillacs, and the kids used to worship my daddy's car, and they used to try to put me in that. It was weird. It was weird, and they used to try to like put me in that vibe about the car. And it used to always freak me out because they tripping, but my daddy didn't even give a damn about the car. You know what I'm saying? I never heard him say nothing about no damn car. He just bought it. He just liked it. He just bought it. And he just drove it. Matter of fact, my mother drove it the most. But I used to go to school, and some of the kids they would just It was weird the way they was reacting based on some car that my daddy got. I didn't like it. I was like, what's wrong with them? I didn't like it. It was like some kind of weird materialistic sickness. You know what I mean? And because my father didn't act like it was no big deal, I didn't understand. Because it wasn't no big deal to him. So why is it a big deal to you? Like seriously. And what the hell that got to do with me? So then I had to have like a certain type of attitude because your infatuation with my daddy car, might get you chin check. You know what I'm saying? That's my daddy car. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still on what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? You don't get it twisted. But that don't got nothing to do with what is you on? What is up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got that part. But let's get to the other part. Let's get to the part. Me and you, let's get to that part. Yeah, let's get to that. Shout out to Zip with the drip. Let's get to that. So I was just like, it would creep me out. I had a little Chevy Nova. My daddy bought it like 2 years before I got old enough to drive. He said, "It's gonna be yours." So he gave me my little Chevy Nova. Man, I had a car. I don't know. I don't care what kind it is. I got a car. I could go to my friend's house. I could go get me some pizza. I can go. That's all I know. I don't care nothing about the car. I like the fact I could just go somewhere. And I had friends that we say, let's go somewhere. And they would say, go get your daddy car. I used to, that's that winner loser mentality. In his mind, we winning and his daddy losing, I guess. In his mind, he wish his daddy had one. I mean, how else am I supposed to take it? You going back home looking at your daddy car. Your daddy got a car for you and your mother, you and your sister to drive you around. Why is you comparing? Why is you worried about what kind of car somebody got? And your father work hard every day for the car you in. You ain't appreciative. And then you don't have a car. So imagine how I felt with a friend that don't have a car. They finally got one car. And the mother and the father got to use that. My family got a car and I got my own car. You don't have a car. I got a little Chevy. Let's go run around. You tell me go get my daddy car. But you don't even have a car. You don't have a car. I used to I be thinking something wrong with these people. Some I'm thinking you gonna jump in the car with me. We finna go have fun. I'm not thinking you paying attention which car. First off, I don't even want to be in my daddy's car. That's too much responsibility. If I'm in this car and I get it dirty or I'll drop some ashes on it, that's fine. I don't want to be in this car. This car, that's a whole nother story right there, but I don't want to be responsible for that car. I don't want to be in that car, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I hit someone, put a little dent in this one, it ain't gonna be no big deal. We just get my little money or whatever and get it fixed or leave it like that. I don't want to get in that car, bro. What are you talking about? But this one made me look at people like that because people wanted to look up to me. I didn't want to be looked up to. I just wanted to buy the clothes I wanted to buy because I liked them. I did not want to wear the clothes for you to like them. You could kiss my ass, actually. The dumb way. I'm not dressed for you. I'm not doing none of this for you. Okay. I'm putting on what I like to put on, what I like. And so we got this society now where everything is a competition, but it's so much a competition on the high end that the youth is being left out. They're not making the youth competitive. They're not bringing the young people into the government, into the businesses. When you look at the Congress and the Senate, them should be 40-year-olds. They should be 40-year-olds and mid-30s and through the 40s. That's what that should be. When you look at corporate, that should be 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds. Not no, a whole bunch of 50 and 60-year-olds. You should be able to get a job straight out of high school and be trained. Our 20-year-olds should be working, should be productive. They should not be trying to go to college, unless they're going for medical or something that takes high technical skills. They should not be going to college flipping books back and forth to get no damn job. They should not have to try to decide what field they want to go into rather than just go into whoever hiring shit. What different what field you want to go into. If you want to go into a field and they ain't hiring, make some sense. You got to go get a job whoever hiring. No, 30 and 40-year-olds not running things. 30 and 40 years supposed to be running things. The 40-year-olds are supposed to be managing the 30-year-olds. And then the 50 and 60-year-olds supposed to be the advisory committee. They're the advisor to help them do what they do. That's what should be going on in this country. On the job training. 18, get your ass down here and get one of these jobs. Car, $50,000? No. Cars are $8,000, $10,000 damn dollars. If it's a really nice luxury car, 20 grand. That's it. Now, Donald Trump and all you political hacks, you can do everything but that. You can do everything but slash the price of a car. He's too old. Because by him being 80 in there, that means the next person get in there going to be too old, and young people ain't got no opportunity to do nothing. We done had that 3 times in a row. Him, Biden, and him again. How many young people didn't get a chance to run the country when Trump was in there twice and Biden, and they all 70, 80 years old? And they're not teaching our young people nothing in the United States. They're not giving our young people no responsibility or nothing. Exactly, they're too expensive. Exactly. With the insurance, what kind of society is that? You want to charge our youth all this money for a car, then you want to give somebody $300 million to chase a basketball. $150 million to chase a football. Hey, he played football. He gave him a $300 million contract. Backwards as hell. Yeah, millennials got looked over. All the youth is getting looked over. All the youth is getting looked over. And because they're getting looked over, then that means you're not going to be looking at them. So when you're looking over them, you're not looking at them. Then they end up on substance abuse, suicide, gangs, violence. You look how they try to use racial stuff with violence. But if you look at violence, all the youth is violence in every race. The white ones, the black ones, the Hispanics, and the Asians. If you look at them, they all violent. All of them. They just initiating the violence in different ways. But they're all violent. All of them. The black ones is shooting other gangs. The white ones is shooting their mamas and daddies and their schoolmates. Same thing. Different toilet. Same thing. All of them. All of them got mental illnesses. All of them got issues. Parents know what I'm talking about, dealing with their babies. Our babies have issues. Man, our babies got issues. I'm telling you. That new parenting messed our children up. Made them too soft. They in their head too much. They in their head. It's so bad that your child will be thinking about unaliving themselves. You won't even know until it happened. You go find out they unalive themselves. They left a letter. All the stuff they sent a letter, you didn't have no idea. You're reading a letter like, what the hell? You had no idea. You had no idea what's in that baby head. Man, you don't be having no idea what's in your children's heads. If you're 65 years old, you're supposed to be acting like you like 40. You ain't supposed to be acting like 200 years old. So our youth is too young and the elders is too old because the elders are sick and they take care of themselves. They ain't even elders. How the hell you a 50-year-old elder? If you 50 years old and you live to 100, that's 50 more years. How you old? You can't be old for 50 years. How long I've been saying that? We're supposed to live to 100 and something. Let's just say 100. If you divide that, then you got 33. Then you got 33 to 66. Then you got 66 to 100. Ain't no way you could be all them categories for that long. The way they got it now. You cannot be old from no 50 to no 100. That don't even make no sense. They eliminated middle age. There is no middle age. What the hell is middle age? They eliminated it. And that's affecting business, politics, and everything in America because we are not prepping the youth to run nothing. Just look at the politics, look at the business, look at corporate America, look at everything. Not only that, now they want to overstep the youth and replace them with computers. Rather than give the youth an opportunity, they're going to replace them. A lot of people ain't talking about that. They're like, the computer's going to replace us. No, the computers are going to replace our children. Oh, yeah. Think about you now. You 13, 14 years old. And you see all these computers taking all these positions. What you going to think is going to be available for you in life? You're going to be like, ain't no life for me. They're going to have. So what I'm supposed to do, if these machines going to do everything? Ain't nobody think about that. How the youth looking at that? How the babies looking at that? You coming up, you going to school every day, but they showing you a computer can do everything better than you, and basically you at school for nothing. Why don't y'all just tell them that? Why don't you just tell the babies, y'all going to school for nothing? You don't need to know how to drive. Waymo gonna drive. You don't need to know how to do nothing because you're not going to get hired. You don't need to know how to spell. You don't need to know how to write. You don't need to know how to do anything. Why y'all wasting their time at school knowing they ain't going to have no jobs? And you won't come out and say that you're replacing the babies. You won't come out and say, hey, we're going to replace the kids. Y'all ain't going to have no jobs. Just say that. Stop saying, oh, the computers are going to replace us. No, they're going to replace our babies. Why don't you tell the truth? They don't want to say it. Computers and robots are going to replace the children. Just say it. Just say it. How a robot going to replace me? I'm getting ready to be 68. She said she had second graders say they don't need to know how to read. And the sad part, I've had second graders tell me they don't need to know how to read, write, math because of a cell phone. Exactly. They don't. They don't. They see it. And it ain't going to be nothing for a couple of years before the word's going to start circulating in these schools that they not going to have no jobs. And all hell going to break loose. All hell going to break loose when these grade school and these high school and these college students find out they not going to have no jobs. All hell is going to break out. They don't want to say that. That's why they say, the robots replace us. No, it's replacing my children and my grandchildren. Tell it like it is. You can't replace me. How you going to replace me? I'm going to be 68. You're going to replace these babies. Just come out and say the babies ain't going to have no job. Just tell it like it is. Just, America, come out and tell it like it is. Just come on out. Elon, just come out and say the babies ain't going to have no job. Just spit it out. Just spit it out. You see where it's going. Exactly, Ice Rock. Exactly. School loans is a setup. Yeah, school loans was a setup. What you paying money to go to school for? What you paying money to go to school for? Man, these governments waste enough money they could pay every teacher. They taking money that could pay teachers and stuff, and they giving it to some people can have 5 mansions and 8 Bentley cars and boats all over the world. And where the money going? The money going to just a few people. That's where it's going. They overcharge you to go to the sporting event and then give the doggone quarterback a $300 million, a $500 million, right? And then when you go to the game, parking, through the roof, some food, some snacks, tickets to the game. How much you pay to go to a football game? They rob the hell out you to go to a football game. Then they take all the money and they give it to somebody run around chasing the football. They spend more money for somebody chasing football than they'll spend for the children to go to school, get an education. Some gladiator, put them in a gladiator ring to distract them. You see, the Romans and the Greeks, they had these gladiator rings. And what the emperor would do is to distract the royal subjects, will have these events. And these events are designed to make you happy, to have you cheering, so you won't see they robbing you. So Caesar robbed you, overtaxing you, taking everything you got. He living in luxury. And this is what the sporting events is for. Sporting events, look at men in sporting events. Have you noticed that male sports fan is as soft as toilet tissue? You ever notice how girly they are? Have you ever noticed how masculine so-called men, have you ever noticed how emotional they are over sports? Over some other men? I got 85 people in the chat. If I was talking about LeBron James, Luca, one of them, it'd be 300 people over here. It'd be men over here in the chat typing like fanatically. It's designed to distract you. That's what the gladiators and that's what the cathedrals was built for, to keep the royal subjects at bay. The emperor would come and do like everybody, yeah. And they would even have you hurt each other out there for your pleasure, like in football. You really watching people get hurt. You understand? All that is a distraction. That's why they make sure they spread it out. Soon as this season is over, this season is starting. They keep a sports season constantly running. It never stops. It's always a gladiator arena every 365 days a year. Non-stop. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, soccer. Non-stop. With the various sports, they got everybody. They got everybody. Here in Chicago, when they had them big soccer games, them people come from all over the world to come to Chicago for them soccer games downtown Chicago. You should see them. You should see them. But you don't want to be driving down there. Keeping you distracted and taking your money because they making you paying too. You paying. Like okay, let's say you got internet, you got cable TV. You know, you gotta pay, right? You gotta pay, right? You gotta pay to see certain games. You gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get cable, you can't just see all the basketball games. It's a certain amount it costs you to have access to all the games. Yes, a certain it's yeah. That ain't free. That's not free. Everything you want to see, you have to pay for it. Your whole TV is pay. Oh, you want to watch Netflix? You got to pay for that. You just don't get Netflix. You have to have a package where everything comes in different packages. It's the craziest thing. Seriously. And if you don't pay, oh, you want to see this? You got to buy. Okay, you got a subscription for Stars. Okay, you can't see nothing 50 meg. You got to pay. And when you go to free TV, my older friends, they don't like to pay, so they just got basic internet. You should see what's on there. It's like going back in time. It's like 1969 or something. What they gotta watch. They gotta watch like real weak, like sitcoms with the laugh machine. Aga gaga haga. Gaga gaga. And the laugh machine, they don't even try to make it sound like it's laughing for real no more. I swear to God, you're the laughing machine. It's crazy. I was by a friend's house and they was watching one, and it was with Mike Epps and a bunch of old sitcom people. Mike Epps worked at like he an auto mechanic. It was horrible. Like Mike Epps was an auto mechanic, and they had all these old sisters that been on sitcoms. They was looking toe up from the floor up, make you want to throw up, and they just had them out there though. And it was like the laughing machine. I was just looking like this. The other people was looking at me crazy because I was just looking at it. Because for historical purpose, the laughing, a lot of those shows used to be recorded in front of a live studio audience, right? So what they did at first was they took the laughing from the live studio audience and they started putting it on the shows that didn't have a live studio audience. So the laughing was still really people laughing for real. So it sounded real. The laughing now, that ain't nobody really laughing. They made that. So it sounds crazy because it's not, the voices don't fluctuate. See, when they had the live studio audience, the voices fluctuate. So you could tell, you can hear the lady laugh or you can hear the different people, and they would have different nights. So they used to could swap out different nights so the laughing will sound right. But now they got it and the volume don't be right, but they don't care because the people that's watching it is like robots. So they just watching it and it's just juk, 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 juk. Is that it? The upshaws. Yeah, it's horrible. Man, they got it. I'm like, what? The punchlines is horrible. the cowboy kind of chick. Was she LGBTQ? What's her name? Wanda Sykes. Oh my God. It's horrible. And people like it. I'm just bringing that up to show you the old ancient Greek and Roman hymn. You know, they use the TV now. They don't always have to get you in the arena. And it's the worst stuff ever. Straight programming, like it's it's the worst. It's programming. It's the worst programming ever. The jokes is whack. The timing. I mean, you really have to be into production and stuff to know what I'm talking about. The timing. You know, if you say something, I say something, the timing got to be right. They don't care about none of that. It's sound. You know what I mean? But it's all a part of it because they feed you a certain thing. And when what they feed you and what they give you to eat and what they give you to drink, make it so when you look at it, you numb anyway. You know what I'm saying? Then already your senses is gone anyway. Because they tell you, eat this, eat that, watch this, do this, wear this, say that, do this, basically. And they be like, okay. And then everybody do it. They put the stuff in the store and they're like, buy this, buy this. They have it sitting right there. And they be like, buy this, buy this, buy that. It's deep. It's all like programming. You know what I'm saying? And so now when you're not in the matrix, man, you be in a room full of people and you be like a weirdo. And I ain't good at playing it off, so I just try to be nice and don't say nothing. Because I ain't no person that would hold my laugh in if it was funny. I would laugh. This ain't funny. Like Mike Epps is corny as hell on there. Like, I don't know who wrote it. The timing is off, unrehearsed. You know, you're supposed to say it like y'all really there. You're not supposed to say it like a script. So and so, so and so. That's because Junior going on the thing. And it's like so and so, so and so. And then Silly fell down on the thing. It's like, oh, hell no. It's like, for you, now laugh. It's not like how real people don't talk like that. Come on, man. I was in a room with a bunch of people watching it. I was watching them watching it. I had to play it off. So the programming is heavy. And with that programming, they could do anything. Watch the new set come out. Remember I said it first. Watch the new set of sitcoms that will be coming out. They're gonna start pulling all of those because those are too old and those are gonna be relating to stuff that they're not gonna want. So they're gonna start pulling all of those. It's gonna be like this new thing where they're gonna say they're giving you new entertainment, you know. But they're gonna start giving you more entertainment that includes uh, automatic tellers. They're gonna start putting more robotics. They're gonna start making it more towards the life they're trying to drive you towards. So you're gonna start seeing more people going to ATMs. You're gonna start seeing more cashless. They raking cards. They ain't gonna be spending no cash. Watch. They're gonna bring you into the mark of the beast of caste society, especially with the sitcoms, the movies, and all of that. They're gonna bring you in. They're gonna have to. They're gonna try to have to upgrade. But the whole thing is strange. If you outside of the matrix, it's strange. Like when I go to the movies. When I go to the movies, as soon as I walk up to the snack thing, it'd be weird right there. To everybody else, it look normal. To me, it'd be looking crazy. I'm like, dang, they just doing the same thing for decades. You look at that popcorn and stuff, and you be like, I don't want to eat none of this. It's like, oh, wow, just the generation to generation, the same thing. To the point, nobody go to the movie. The movie theaters is empty. Don't nobody even go because it's so corny, it's so whack. It's the same. It's like the same thing. It's the same thing to eat. It's the same thing to snack. They haven't updated nothing. It's still 1990. It's the craziest. You know what I'm saying? It's the most craziest thing ever. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I tell you, it's gonna be a lot of changes. I think they're not. I don't think they're really planning to have people involved. I wouldn't be surprised if they computerized the Congress and the Senate because it's just not looking like they have much interest in people at all. Don't look like it. Not to me. They got people where they working a lot of hours. Their bills is pushing. They pushing their bills. They're working a lot of hours. Then they're competing against each other, right? So you got to work in the matrix to be able to compete with everybody else, right? So that's what everybody's doing. It's like competition. Even relationships ain't real relationships. Relationships is so they can see, so people can see they with somebody. People not together for love and shit no more. People is getting together so people can see they got somebody. That's it. I swear to God. And because they getting together so people can see they with somebody, now they picking who they with because they determine how they look. So they need a mate like this. So when they relatives and friends see them, they with somebody like this to make them look like they got some worth. Seriously. I'm telling you. Ain't no relationships from the heart type of shit no more. You think I'm lying, especially me. You think I'm lying? You get in a relationship, watch how fast they try to expose you to everybody. He's like, why everybody gotta know about me like that? Because that's the only reason they with you is so somebody can see they with somebody. I'm telling you. So the relationships flop because they ain't really in love and put together. It's all computerized. It's all make believe. It's not really real. It's for show. Right. You post where you ate, you post where you went, you post everything you doing to make your life have some meaning on social media. That's what you do. Your life have to be approved by other people. Basically. I mean, I have men come on social media all the time, ask me what kind of car I got, how much money I got, where I live at, what kind of house I got. Straight up like strangers. Real talk. I could go outside and I could just get in front of any car and take a picture and they'll buy it. Real talk. I ain't gonna lean up against a Benz, take a picture. Yeah, I'm living. Nobody ain't gonna know as long as I don't show the tags. I don't show nothing where the owner can say that's their car. Real talk. I can go to this person's house, that person's house, take pictures, say I'm at my different properties. Once you do it on the internet, they buying it. They buying it. They running with it though. Because it means something. It means something. Why? I don't know. I don't know why, but it means something. I don't know why whatever somebody got going on financially, I don't know what that got to do with you, but I guess in a weird kind of way. Yeah, they want to know how I'm living. They want to know how I'm living because in their minds, it's some type of competition. So they want to know, they want you to show them your economic success. Why? I don't know. But it's something out of it. I don't know what. And they show their economic success. Why? I don't know. I can see in some cases, maybe if you're trying to push a certain type of image for business purposes, I could see that, like a 50 Cent showing your watch and stuff. I could see that. That create interest for you doing. I could see that, but I can't see it for just an average person. Like if you was a jeweler, I could see it. But I couldn't see me just showing like a really expensive watch on social media. That would make much sense to me. I mean, I guess to get adoration from a bunch of people that ain't got it, because that's basically what it is. A bunch of people that don't have that saying, "Oh, yeah, which is weird." You know what I'm saying? And then showing it to a bunch of people that got it already. That's weird. So just really making that a part of your image is a little weird. I mean, it will make some people want to rob you and all that type of stuff like that too. It's just a society that's not functioning well, that we don't have, that's my bottom line. We don't have the young people in the right position. We don't have the society functioning well. We're not providing opportunity for younger people. We're pushing uh, the who's doing better than somebody else, rather than building up the nation as a whole. You know, a nation with haves and have-nots is not going to be doing well. So that whole concept is going to crash. You know, the outdo the Joneses, who got the bigger car, who got the best jewelry, who got the best relationship. It's all measured to other people for no benefits to society. None of that is beneficial. If it was beneficial, I would support it, but none of it is beneficial in any kind of way. It doesn't matter what kind of home you got or nothing. With homeless people every damn where, you look like a fool. It's homeless people every damn where. Make it make some sense. It just don't be making sense. There's homeless people everywhere, and you showing your nice home and your nice car. You look like a fool. You know? Okay, whoopee doo. What you want? And what happens when you do that, then what's even worse is they wait for your fall. They can't wait till you lose your house. It's the craziest, nuttiest. They can't wait till you lose it. Make it make some sense. Like Dame Dash got out there, showed everything he got. Now they watching him, everything he lose, and it's all entertainment. None of it's entertainment to me. It wasn't entertaining when he was talking about popping tags, and it's not entertaining that his movie sold for $100.50. None of that is entertaining me. All of it is clown. All of it is clown stuff. It's nothing that no grown men should be interested in. That's why certain content I don't do. You'll never see me come over here. Yeah, dang, Dad's movie only sold for $100.50. See that ain't gangster. That's too feminine for me. That ain't none of my damn business. You know what I'm saying? But it's all over my timeline though. Grown ass men pocket watching some dude, cheering for some dude's rise, cheering for this dude to rise, cheering for this dude when he fall. They'll cheer for one dude when he rise, and then they'll cheer against that cheer when he fall. The same person. Same person they cheer for, go up, go down. Meanwhile, in the United States, when we look up, in all these other countries, they got their young people, boom, building societies, building new roads. A lot of people say America look like it's from the 1940s. It's so primitive, where all these other countries is more advanced with what they're doing, bringing their youth into a whole new society. If we really want to impress somebody, we should be building a stronger cash society and bringing our children into more cash. And America should be separating itself from the world and say, well, y'all go cashless. We're going to stay with the money. If you want to impress me, that's what the United States should be doing. Pushing, we doing cash. No, we're not doing robots. We're doing people. That would be impressive. No, we're not. No, we're not doing robots. We're doing people. We're going to keep it gangster. We're going to keep it the way it was. Y'all go ahead with that. That would be impressive. But to destroy the environment and plug everything up is the dumbest shit ever. Because the environment gonna unplug everything and then you ain't gonna have nothing. How can you drill everywhere, go in outer space, tear everything up, then plug everything up, knowing that you're tearing up everything? So you plug everything up, you make yourself totally dependent on plugging everything up, and then storms come, and now everybody in the damn dark. Nobody got a lantern, nobody got no type of generator with. Make that make some sense. You in a car, storms come, and your battery ran out. You can't put no gas in it with your dumb ass. You got an electric car and no way to charge it up. Well, if you had a motor, as long as you could get some gas, you could start it up. Duh. You know what I'm saying? How is an electric car smart? We need to get some more youth in power and let them bring a smart system, not this dumbass system. We need more motors. We need more motors that run off of more different substances. To hell with electricity. We need things to be able to run by themselves. We don't need things that need to be plugged up. We need things that can run by themselves. We need to make more different engines. You understand? We need to be making more different engines that run on substances that we can always get. Electricity, we can't get electricity. We can't get electricity. Storms, that's it. Electricity gone. Electricity gone. Exactly, baby Lane. Diesel, gas, and other things. They so smart. They can't make cars run on other substances. Come on. Make it make some sense. They need to put younger people, 30, 40 years old, in charge and let them start presenting new ideas with the older people supervising, advisory capacity. We need young, fresh minds. Too many old, washed up minds. We need young, fresh minds to come with new ways that we dealing with stuff, including military, war, agriculture, all that. Power sources. They need to get a baby's opportunity. Put more energy into these young people and put them in a position and start letting them present their ideas. Let them present some ideas. Let's let the youth present a new direction to go in instead of putting old people in charge and then bringing in youth and the old people telling them what to do and they just following. Follow somebody stupid like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a dummy. He's a smart one. But what good is an electric car in storms? Duh. And what man want to drive around with his nuts on a big ass battery? You know what's going to happen to y'all testicles driving around when the whole floor of the car is a battery? Are you kidding me? One thing about gas is going to pass through, but electricity, you want me to sit on this? Because this is what you're doing. When you're in a Tesla, you sitting on this. This is what you're driving around on this battery. Tell me I'm lying. When you're riding around an electric car, ladies, you got your vagina, and men, you got your penis and stuff sitting on a battery. Now, how smart are they to not look to the future and know what they're going to, okay? How smart are they to not look to the future and you know where that's going, right? You know where that's going? You got your sexual organs on a hot battery? With electric pools and stuff, and you sitting on that, a big one to control this thing? This ain't no little battery. So they tell you to get an electric car. At the same time, they tell you don't sleep with your phone by your chest or by your head. Which one is it? Wait a minute. So don't sleep with this in the bed by me because it could give me cancer. Put it way over there. But drive on it, though. Drive on it. Have the babies back there sleep while I'm on vacation on it. And then go charge it up. Because my boy got rid of his. He said, because when he tried to drive to California, him and his family, they had two cars, they had two trucks, he and the Tesla. He said everybody else pulled to the gas station ready to go. He had to sit there 2, 3, 4 hours. He said, Pharaoh, man, as soon as I got back, I got rid of that thing. He like, I couldn't even, he said my trip took way longer because I got to charge this damn thing up. Everybody else put gas in their car. 10 minutes, they ready to go. Me, my car ain't charged yet. That's a dummy anyway. Boy, you know how dumb you got to be to have to charge your car up? Bruh. You know how slow you got to be? And then you know what's wrong with you when you can't look at Elon Musk and see, and just you could just look at him and see. Okay? Look at that man. That didn't make nothing. Them other two white dudes made it. He took their company. He didn't invent that. Okay? He took their company. He did not invent Tesla. These other two white dudes invented it. And he went in, it was a hostile takeover, and put his name on it, and hire a bunch of scientists and try to make it look like he's smart. He's a fraud, allegedly. Supposedly, possibly. Yeah. He didn't make that car. Look it up. A horse is better than a electric car or a gas car. Hey, my man said the family was mad because they was ready to go, but he had to charge up his car. He said, especially his mama. His mama rode in the other car. She said she didn't want to ride on no battery. His mama kept telling him every time they go to charge his car, I don't even know how you bought that mess. Yeah, bought that mess. I'm ready to go. No, we got to sit here with you. You got to find somewhere to plug your car up. Because he had, not only that, he said, I got to find somewhere to plug it. You can't just plug it up everywhere. So they would get gas wherever. So he said his trip took him many, many more hours than it would have took. Because he had to keep doing 2 hours here, 5 hours there, this many hours just to charge the car up. Sometimes the charge would be slow. I said, bro, I don't even know how you bought that ugly thing anyway. Who in the hell gonna buy an electric car? You gotta charge it up. And you gonna charge me a whole lot of money for it because this the new technology. Then you can't tow nothing with it. It'll pull the whole back off of it. It ain't even constructed right, man. All you gotta do is go search the Tesla trucks, man, and see the dude tried to tow dude and the whole back came off of it. You feel me? Oh, K-Biz, you too grown to be trolling, bro. How old are you? K-Biz, how old are you? Are you a grown man or you must be young? You like 18 or something, huh? How old is you? You can't be no grown man. How old are you? Well, you gotta get a life. You've been trolling over here for a couple of weeks. You don't got nothing to do? Your queen gonna leave you, bro. You gonna stop trolling. She gonna be gone on with a real man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be over here trolling me, and somebody gonna be trolling. Yeah, okay. Yeah, come back tomorrow, bro. Oh, you on the internet. I gotta go on the book tour. Me and my cousin I gotta go on this book tour when this book is done. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, but imagine the trolls and the weirdos that want to show up. Lord have mercy. We're gonna make sure everybody have a good time. We ain't gonna let the trolls mess it up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let the weirdos, they probably only trolls on the internet anyway, because I ain't never seen a troll outside. They might got some, not in Chicago. That's all he be doing. He ain't gotta get a life. I feel sorry for him though. I feel sorry, man. You know what your life is like when you spending time on your day doing that? It gotta be miserable, huh? I couldn't imagine. I don't got time. I swear to God, I ain't got time. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I got time to be watching people and saying weird stuff. I watch a lot of people, but I'm watching because I really want to watch them. Like I watch Zip with the Drip, but I'm not over there to troll. I'm over there to be entertained and listen to what he's saying. Yeah, I'm coming everywhere. I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm not gonna miss nowhere. I'm gonna go up and down and everywhere. I'm gonna go to every city. I'm gonna go everywhere. Not only am I gonna do the book tour, I'm gonna be throwing parties when I come. What's my thought on Palestine? Uh, with things like that, I just stay out of it. You know, I stay out of world events like that when there's this side and that side. I just stay out of it. If you a young person and you're a content creator, stay out of that type of stuff. Cause certain conversations you can't win. You got two sides. No matter what you say, you're gonna create enemies. See what I'm saying? No matter what you say. So in situations like that, unless you want to ruin your channel or ruin your, if you're trying to be a content creator, if you want to ruin your thing, then speak on that kind of stuff. But if you want to just be free and be able to, stay out of those type of situations. That's why you're not going to see me talk too much about what's going on with Israel and Palestine. You're not going to see me talk too much about what's going on with Trump right now, because that's hostile too. I don't know if y'all noticed, I ain't really been talking about Trump and them. It's too hostile. It's too hostile. I'm over here to have a good time, to talk about something interesting and stuff like that. I'm not looking for no hostility. I'd rather tell jokes or talk about something funny than to just talk about a conversation that's going to necessarily bring up hostility. No, I ain't holding it against you. It was a good question. You know what I'm saying? It was a good question. I'm glad you asked me that because it's helping people. So, nah, you didn't make no mistake. It's up to me to regulate myself. It ain't up to you to regulate me. So I'm regulating myself. And this was a good question. Y'all stay out of that type of stuff. All on your social media with that type of stuff. That's hostility. You'll start having stalkers and all different types of problems that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't say nothing about that situation, you know? You see what I'm saying? I stay out of like hostile situations, real controversial, like LGBTQ situations, certain stuff like that, or certain racial things that happen. And unless it's a big court case or something that's already getting national attention, I try to stay out of it. I try not to say nothing because it's too hostile. It just creates hostility. You know, you don't serve no purpose. You just rouse everybody up. You know, everybody see that situation and know what it is, and history is just gonna be bad when it comes to that. The history on it. You know what I'm saying? But certain things you could say that put a bullseye on your head, though. You know what I'm saying? As you just look at Charlie Kirk, he was saying too much, man. He was saying too much. See, I talk about Charlie. Charlie really didn't mean no harm. He was just trying to find his way and expressing different opinions, right? And he thought he was being like a rebel by expressing opinions that he felt like freedom of speech and that type of stuff. But he didn't really understand what he was doing though. He was making too much noise. He was getting too powerful. And he had to go. Because even if you saying stuff they like and you get too powerful, they always fear that you change your mind and start saying this. So if you get too powerful and you talk too much, you gotta go. Facts. So it's a whole lot of things I just don't say. I've stepped on the line over here a couple times too. They demonetized my ass too for it. But certain things you just don't say nothing. If somebody been unalive, stay out of it. Because if they unalive them, they'll unalive you. You know what I'm saying? Duh. You know what I'm saying? So certain things, you know, you stay out of it. Now I'm on everything. I got a Charlie Kirk file, but I can't go there. If I could, it would break the internet though. It'd break the internet if I talked about what happened. I got all the videos, all the angles, and everything, all the history, all the way up to his wife and all of that, and JD Vance and all of them. I know what's going on, but my name Wes. I stay out of religious stuff for sure. I stay out of any type of Islamic, Christian, Jewish. I don't stay out of that. I'll stay out of that because you got fanatical religious people. You know what I'm saying? I heard about Drake's situation. Yeah, I heard about Drake's situation. You know, Drake went at his label. You know, so he might as well get ready. Drake, you know, went too far with the diss about Kendrick's wife and all that, and he shouldn't have did that. That's what everything. That's why Drake's stuff is in a mess. He should have left the wife out of it. He didn't leave the wife out of it. Boom. You If he wouldn't have did that, he would have been fine. He could have just kept the beef just on him and Kendrick, him and Kendrick. He didn't have to bring up his wife and all of that. He started, you know what I'm saying? He went too far. You know what I mean? That's why all these problems, because of that. If he didn't say that, he would have been fine. They could have had their little rap battle. They could have ended. It would have been fine. Once he said that, then dude come with the A minor. See, bam, you finished. See what I mean? Like that's what they call open up a whole can of worms. He should have just kept it on that, and then that should have just been it. Because it was a good battle. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. Diddy situation. Not in a good not necessarily. The Diddy situation could grow or not. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna put that jacket on Drake based on no beef or nothing like that. I ain't gonna put that jacket on, dude. You know what I'm saying? The fans going too far too. Why you gonna try to put that jacket on them over a rap beef? You know what I'm saying? Social media take everything out of proportion. And now you want to put that kind of jacket on dude with no, you know what I'm saying? With Diddy, they got evidence. Like, wait till you really got a lot of really firm evidence and then do what you got to do with that. No, Drake just a dude that just was talented. Drake was just talented. That's all. Drake was a young dude that was real talented. And he made music that appealed to a lot of the ladies. And, men, they typically going to hate you. So a lot of men hate him because he appealed to the ladies. It's really just that simple. That's the only reason a lot of men don't like Drake, because the ladies liked him. That's a fact. Psychologically, that's a fact. Because there would be no reason to hate Drake. I mean, who is Drake? Drake just another rapper. So why is everybody going all out their way Drake? Because the ladies like him. So they want to discredit all that good music he made. And one of the reasons they want to discredit the music, because the new younger generation of men, they ain't really ladies men's like that. They don't really date. They don't really mess with women like that. They're a little weird. So when you go to the club now, the men, they don't dance with women. So the young men now, they don't have no relationship with women like that. They don't have that type of relationship. So they can't really relate to Drake. When you look at clubs now, you just see dudes standing around with bottles and the girls be just dancing to themselves. So this new generation, they don't really deal with women like that. So they can't really relate to Drake's music like that. They're not really players. They don't really deal with women like that. That's why Drake's the only one. If you listen to the young black man music, none of his music is for women. Y'all ain't noticed that? He don't make no music for women. He weird. Tell me I'm lying. Show me in black music when black men ain't never made no music for women. All the rappers used to make music for women. This the first group. They don't make no music for women. None. Tell me I'm lying. Pac went the same way. Pac was loved everywhere. How old are you, Ice Rock? You must be young. Tupac was bigger than life, but Tupac was alive. Is you crazy? Tupac, the biggest two things in America was Tupac album and Jordans. Man, when Tupac used to drop, you wasn't at the records. I tell you, you wasn't buying the CDs. I could tell you wasn't at Sam Goody. You wasn't at the CD spots. I could tell Ice Rock, because if you was buying CDs, you would know that's bullshit, boy. When Tupac's CDs dropped, man, the lines in the mall at Evergreen Plaza. Oh, you're in your 40s. Yeah, you young. You young. Yeah, you're only 40. You young. You're only 40. You was a baby. You're only 40 years old. So yeah, you don't know. How you know? You're only 40. You're in your 40s. You don't know. You was a little with Tupac. I gotta check y'all age before I could verify what y'all said. I gotta check your age, you know what I'm saying? Tupac was bigger than life. Especially once he was in Juice, it was up. Tupac was a movie star. Man, look, man. Two things was crazy. Tupac and Jordans. He was bigger than life. But the reason Tupac was a favorite for those of us that play a lot of music, those of us that bought the CDs that played a lot of music, the reason Tupac was so great to us, because Tupac allowed us to he made music that could cover whatever kind of vibe we had. I'm talking some street shit. So you in the streets driving around, back when they had CDs and CDs changing, music was important. Music was like the soundtrack to your life. And so what the reason Tupac was so big is because Tupac was one of the probably the most versatile artists at that time. So Tupac allowed you, right? See, because at that time we had CD changers. So when you got your CD changer before you get in your car and ride around all day, you could put 10 CDs in there. Now you try not to have to keep changing CDs. So if dude only got one hit record, you're not gonna put the CD in the CD changer, right? So you're trying to put 10 CDs in there where each CD got enough music where you could drive around. You ain't got to keep popping the trunk and going in there and changing the CD. Now Tupac was one of them people you definitely could put his CD in there, and then Tupac allowed you to change your energy. So if you out, right? If you out, and let's say I'm running around, and I pick up one of the famo. I picked up my boy or something. We riding around. We going to do some shit. Boom, we got Tupac here. I drop him off. I go to get something to eat. My queen call. She want me to come pick her up and take her. She want to go buy a sweater or something. I didn't have to change the CD. I could just pull up, pick her up. I'm listening to all this gangster shit. I could change Just like Daddy, right? I could change Boo to a female song with the same artist. So as soon as I pull up, she get in the car. How do you want it? How do you feel? I could Tupac allowed me to, you know what I'm saying? Allow me to change the music up. Big don't really count because they unalived him too early. So he didn't really make no noise like that. They unalived Big before he got things popping. So that's why Tupac was so big because you're trying to thug out and you're trying to talk to the shorties. You're trying to talk to the queens. He was the only one covered both bases. Tell me I'm lying. Who else covered both bases? Oh, really? The whole field, because Tupac, you could listen to the revolutionary music, you can listen to the music about life, you can listen to the gangster music, and you can listen to the women's music with Tupac. He was the only one. Name another one. There ain't nobody you could be in your car. No, they can't keep the black man down. They got me trapped. He the only one where you could play some revolutionary shit, some gangster stuff, some conscious stuff about the world, and some stuff for the females. He the only rapper. He the only rapper you could put in your car and play all them different modes. He the only one. He was big in it. Man, I'm in Chicago. I'm telling you, man, people would be lined up. People would be lined up for the Tupac CD. If you don't get to the record store as soon as it open, right? You ain't getting a Tupac CD. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be sold out. Let me see what this frog talk about. Stop. What's your name? You the frog? Hey, frog. Stop trolling. I'm gonna have to get you out of here. Yeah, I don't do trolls, bro. Yeah, come back tomorrow, bro. Yeah, come back tomorrow. Some stuff be too childish for me. I don't really do kiddie stuff. Yeah, he was bigger than life. This before the beef with Biggie. He was big before that. You know what I'm saying? But that's because he was really versatile. So he allowed you to. Back then, who got the CD? Well, we ain't got to keep changing it, basically. You got to look in terms of the CD. Same with these albums. Who got the album that you can put on and you ain't got to keep, plus play two songs and go put another album on? That's the album going to get the most plays. That's how the music game used to work. If we could put your album on and leave it on, you're going to be better than everybody. But if we put your album on and you sing one good song, another one, then the other ones ain't that good, you ain't as good as the one that the whole album could play. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be as good as the one that the whole album could play. They're gonna always be considered better than you. And Tupac was a whole album dude. It wasn't that many people where the whole CD was good. That's why we got 10 CDs in there so we can listen to your few songs and change that bad boy. I mean, CDs. I liked CDs better than cassettes. Was good. Records was good. CDs was the best. Cassettes would break after a while. CDs was the best. CDs was the best era for music. Records was good. Don't get me wrong. Records was good in the era where people was in the house. Records were the best. In the era where people outside driving around, CDs was the best because in the car you had 8-track tape, cassette, and CD. CD was better. And CD don't get scratched if you take care of it. So when you talking about CDs getting scratched, you talking about somebody, somebody that's like living like a bum that, you know what I mean? Because who ain't going to take their CDs like this and put them in and keep them, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you was just throwing them, and you wasn't really organized, yeah, CDs wasn't no good. But if you was organized, CDs were great. They're not supposed to be getting scratched. How is you scratching them? Because we also got we got those same type of things we put in our computer. You don't scratch that up. You got your files on there. So the idea of scratching them up, I don't understand that. That's people that just throw their shit around, don't put it back in the in the case. If you put it back in the case and take care of them, I ain't never had a CD go bad, and I had everybody. I wish I still had my CD collection. Cassette tapes used to twisted up and messed up and pop, but I used to know how to fix them. I used to fix them. I used to take mine to loose and fix them. I was just going to say that, Dave. Hey, Dave, you took the word out of my mouth. Dave really been outside. Man, we used to unscrew them things and fix them. We used to unscrew them and fix the tape, man. You got to be good, though, man, because to get the little thing on there, the little copper thing with the pad on it, and to get that all back in there. But after a while, you be a pro though. Scotch tape on the bottom. After a while, you be a pro though. You be a pro after a while. It take you a little while, but you be a pro. It's tedious at first until you did it a couple times. And once you did it, like Dave, I bet you Dave could do it like that. I could already tell. At first he was, but he know how to do it. I used to fix mine and then put it in a double tape player and then play it back and record it and then throw the broke one away. Yeah, VHS. Oh boy. I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of VHS gangster movies. One reason that the music is dying because they keep changing the formats. And so collectors stop collecting. Because I collected a bunch of records. Then I collected a bunch of cassette tapes. Then I collected a bunch of CDs. Then I collected a bunch of VHS. Then I got to collect a bunch of DVDs. All right. Yeah, I used to fix the cassette tapes. Hell yeah. I got a gang of cassette tapes right here. 4 cases full. Heck yeah, I used to fix them. Now, a lot of times if you got a good player, it don't mess up, you know. But every now and then you'll open it and the tape be still in there, and you have to know how to lift it up and get it out and screw it back. You know what I mean? Without damaging it, because your VCR could try to eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's all based on the VCR. It's all based on the cassette player That's what be tearing your stuff up, not the cassette, but the cassette player. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah, boy. And the bottom is the same way. Just the top. I got two of these. I made a lot of money selling. I need to transfer all this stuff. And this the bottom. I don't want y'all to think I'm just talking. This is all reggae. This is all reggae. Four sections like this. I got two of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All reggae. Classic reggae. I need to transfer all of this. But I got to find out what's going to be the new medium. You know what I'm saying? I need to get me a double cassette player. I like out of all of the eras, I like the VCR era the most. I didn't like the VCR, but I liked the era. It was the best era for black families. Real talk. The VCR era was my favorite era as a family man. It was the greatest. Because I still remember picking up the children from school, right? Yeah, you trolling. Come back tomorrow. I still remember, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I still remember picking up the children from school, boom, going home, hollering at the wifey, put the children in the car, go up to Blockbuster. You go up to Blockbuster Friday night. I got 3 children, right? Boom. Your son pick what he want to watch. He might be 5. It was age, and it dealt with your age. So the children pick which movie they want. Then you pick a movie for the wife. And then I would pick a black movie. Any new black movie I would pick. It was like the joke of the family. You come on Friday night, she cook, or you buy some food, some takeout, order some pizza or whatever, and you sit there. And now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got entertainment. You don't have to run up and down the streets. You're sitting there with the family having a beautiful, beautiful weekend. You put on the first movie that the first child picked, they're excited. And you put on the movie the second child picked, they're excited. That's Friday night. Saturday night, you watch the Queen's movie, the one she want to watch. Or you might watch that at night when the kids go to sleep while y'all, hugging and doing what y'all do in the bed. Right? Boom. And then the family joke was every Sunday, okay, let's watch Pharaoh's movie because I always got the black movie, right? I don't know who it is. I remember I bought I rented the one with Sticky Fingers and some dude, but it was really good though. I would get these black movies, and out of 10 black movies, only maybe 3 of them would be all right. The other 7 would actually turn out to be kind of good. And so that was the joke in the house. All right, y'all. Everybody watch that movie. It's Sunday. Let's watch Pharaoh's movie, the black one. Is there any black movie? I'll put the black movie in there. You know what I mean? With the black people. It was the best. And then I could buy my kids snacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? They could get their little popcorn and all that stuff. Hey, man, that was the best family life. The only thing close to that was my parents taking us to the drive-in. My parents taking us to the drive-in movie was close. But the only reason Blockbuster beat my parents taking us to the drive-in, because if my parents take us to the drive-in Saturday night, that's just Saturday night. Blockbuster is the whole weekend. It's up. It's up. And if it's really up, you could take the movies back Saturday and get some more. So Blockbuster was the best family situation to me in American history. Ain't nothing close because you just stay home. And you could see the new stuff too. They wasn't hesitating. You could see the new stuff. I was living in Harvey, so we went to the Blockbuster in Harvey World right there on 147th Street. There was another, but they couldn't hang with Blockbuster. Blockbuster was the blockbuster. And you could buy the old movies. That's how I got all these. That's how I got all these, because you could buy movies. That's how I got my black movie collection. I got a black movie collection of VHS, and I bought all of them from Blockbuster because you could buy movies too, old movies from them. They had movies for sale. I got to finish my collection. I got everything out there. Yeah, you had to rewind it before you bring it back. But that was to me, that was the best family time in my life growing up raising a bunch of children with wives and stuff. That was mostly that was my second wife. Our experience. Man, heck yeah, it was. You get the movie and you rent the movie for the whole weekend. It was like a thing for the family. It was a beautiful thing, I'm telling you. It was a beautiful thing. The house be nice and cozy. The house was nice and cozy. The thing about the competitors, they didn't have locations. Blockbuster had the locations where we lived at. Picking the movies was an experience because you take the kids. You take the kids, they get the movie, they get their candy. Because I'm vegan, but I ain't forced my way on everybody. I let them do what they do. So they get to pick their candy, they get to do all their stuff. And it was like, I used it for like when the children do good at school. If they doing good at school and I pick them up Friday, I try to reward the children. So we reward the children with Blockbuster and more video games. I made sure my children always had the newest video games. I don't care what it is, they got it. If PlayStation, Nintendo popping, they got PlayStation and Nintendo. Because a lot of times the boys like certain games, the girls like different games. So y'all dudes out here that's going to sleep with all these women, if you ain't really no man can take care of the family, don't be doing that. Because when I got with my third wife, she had a set of twins and a boy already. Then my daughter, that's four. Then I brought my son, that's five. But from my ex-wife's house, I had a daughter, and then I had like her niece. So her niece and daughter, and then my son was there first, so I count him over there. So it's four over here, it's three over there. So I used to have to go and buy two gaming systems for the house in Harvey and two gaming systems for the house in O-Block. Real talk. I make sure they all got everything, you know. And then I take them their stuff like 3 days before Christmas, and they say F Santa Claus. And I give them their stuff, but you gotta say F Santa Claus to get your stuff. We're gonna keep it gangster. You got to say what you say. You gotta say F Santa Claus, right? Because we don't want to get that mixed up. Now we don't want to know. We don't know, Daddy, about this. And we not playing like that. I'm not spending no thousands of dollars talking about Santa Claus. No, no. Santa Claus would be cool if he would pay for the shit. How about this? You know what I'm saying? Blockbuster was really it though. Blockbuster was it every weekend. Sometimes through the week. Cause now you ain't gotta watch TV, man. Sometimes TV whack. Yeah, they gotta say that to get their gift. Okay, what you say? F Santa, boom, here. And I always give them their stuff December 23rd, December 20. I always give it to them 2, 3 days before Christmas. I don't give it to them I don't do Christmas, but I love the kid. I love the children. I have to show the children I love them. Like I don't do Valentine's Day, but I love the queens. So on Valentine's Day, I still buy them stuff. They know I don't mess with Valentine or Day. You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with either one of them. I don't mess with Valentine. I don't mess with Day. But I love you, so I buy them stuff. I just felt like I ain't want my woman not to have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I take her, she go to Victoria's Secrets and go to them people had that expensive ass candy, boy, but that candy was good though. Who was the candy people? I used to go to the candy people every Valentine's Day, get the big box, man, with the dark chocolate. That was the thing though. It was vegan though. It was plant based because you could get the dark chocolate. Give me the dark chocolate cherry. Give me the dark chocolate this, not the milk chocolate. Who the candy people? Govindas or what is the name of them? I think it started with a G. I ain't been in so long. On Valentine, yeah, Godiva. Yeah, I would go, boom, get them the big boxes, you know what I'm saying? The $100-some box. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of the queens. They work hard, boy. So on Valentine's Day, I would go to Godiva's and get the dark chocolate, the big one. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the holiday, but you know how your woman gonna feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hell with Valentine's Day. I love you though. So I get that. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of money with Godiva. Man, them boxes $125 or whatever. We bogus, we black, we bogus. We trying to see if you win the free diamond ring. They got like a $25,000 ring or something they will be giving away. Everybody know I ain't lying because if you ain't do this, you won't remember that. Remember Godiva had the little envelope in there, and when you open it, if you might win a $25,000, $50,000 ring, diamond ring or whatever. Or a player that never win a ring. Yeah, it was the best chocolate. Yep, I buy that. You know what I'm saying? Buy that for the queen, Make sure the queen is you know what I'm saying, taken care of. I wasn't anti Babylon to the point I made my family suffer. But man, y'all should have never brought back Blockbuster. Bring back memories, man. My children was little. My son was little. My youngest son, he was little. Yeah, Godiva's was a franchise. And it was like you had to be on some pimping because, hey, every man in Chicago trying to better come on with that chocolate. So if you don't get down there, the line out the door. So in order for your queen to get that chocolate on that day, you got to get your ass down You got to get your ass down to Godiva early when the book coming out. I can't get no release date yet, but I'll be out of town writing again, and I'll be going live. So we'll be talking about that. Hopefully in a week or so. I got people here in Chicago holding me up. That's what's holding me up. Because I'm finna go out of town and write. I'm gonna be gone for 3 months. But some people in Chicago, I was supposed to be back already. I was supposed to be gone in October. So then when I go, I'm gonna knock it out. Yeah, 25. Yeah, they had like a $25,000 ring you could win when you buy the candy. I used to buy that shit every year and then save the boxes. I had her save the boxes. She had a stack of them. She had a stack of them boxes. I was gonna decorate a room with them boxes. Yeah, a stack of them boxes. I told her I to keep them boxes. Niggas don't be listening. Them boxes gonna be worth a lot of money. I'm like, keep the boxes though. If you pre-order, yeah, if you pre-order, I'll sign it. I'm gonna sign a lot of pre-orders. It's gonna be fire though. It's gonna be fire. I'm getting ready to go right. I'm trying to get out of here in about a week or so. I got people here in Chicago holding me up. I got some important paperwork I got to sign here in Chicago. The people holding me up on this paperwork. It's some business paperwork. So it's holding my trip up because I've got to go out of town. I got to get away. I can't write here. So I'll be gone for like 90 days. I'm gonna write. Then when I come back, I'm gonna be writing here. But just this next part, I'm gonna be gone. Then I'm gonna come back. Oh, they still around. They still around, but a lot of their stores closed. The pandemic like hurt a lot of business was gone after the pandemic. Cause that was like 2 years, no money. The pandemic shut down businesses for 2 years. A lot of people don't know that. It was 2 years. Cause you gotta understand a lot of women, they kind of like hypochondriacs. A lot of people didn't want come back outside for a while. Yeah, it's gonna be international shipping. You're gonna get it wherever you at. Wherever you at in the world, I'm gonna send it to you. Cause I'll be sending vegan intel to Japan. I'll be sending my manuals to Japan. I ship worldwide. You're gonna be good to go. And I'm gonna be in Japan once it come out. I'll be in Japan. I'm gonna do the US tour twice. Then I'm gonna do the international tour. I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be all over Africa, all over Europe, all over Asia, South Pacific, and I'm gonna be live showing y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm exercising, staying in shape. You can't get no money, right? Health is wealth. So if you ain't healthy, you can't get wealthy. You can't make no money. You sick, so you can't go outside. You can't move and shake. So if you want to move and shake, you better be healthy. But yeah, I'm going worldwide. And not only am I gonna drop the book, it's gonna be a whole lesson on promotion and how you get out there. Because me as the CEO for a record label, I could put the package together and everything, but I can't teach the rapper how to promote themselves. That's something you gotta have. That's why a lot of record labels struggle because they help the rapper, but the rapper don't know what to do. Well, in this case, I'm like the CEO. I'm like the record label and the rapper. I'm the one. I'm the one putting the book together, organizing the book, paying for it to get pressed up and everything, and I'm the author. So I got like my life in my hand. Oh, I'm good. Listen, with my life and my book as a person writing the book in the hands of me as a business person, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna be in your city, Stesia. I know I'm gonna see you. You and your girlfriend, y'all better show up. Y'all better show up. Hey, I'm gonna be in your city. You already know. Tell all your girlfriends to be hanging out with you. Pharaoh said hi. I see all y'all. And get that money. Get that money. I know you out there getting that money, Stesia. Get that money. Don't let them people at that job get on your nerve. It's going to be expensive. Not in terms of promotion, no. In terms of what it cost me and in terms of what get back, no. The returns is going to trump the trips and separate the men from the boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you separate the men from the boys. If you got something you want to promote it, then you got to get off your ass and promote it. And if don't nobody know you got nothing for sale, ain't nobody gonna buy it. The only way somebody gonna buy something from you if they know you got something for sale. And you only as big as you think you are. So if you think you big international, then act big international, and then they're gonna treat you big international. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all based how you promote yourself. So if I drop the book and I go all over the world, my sales gonna go through the damn roof just for showing up. Because they like, you show up, you the man. The other lames ain't showed up. When you show up, they believe you all that. You all that. You in Japan, yeah, he all that. This is really him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so I'm telling you, that's how the game go. You show up in Japan, them Japanese gonna buy every book you got. I swear to God. I'm telling you. Thanks, April. Listen, you show up in Japan, and them Japanese gonna buy every book you got. Facts. Because the fact you showed up, to them, you really him. Because if you was a buster, you'd be in the duster, and you would have never showed up. It's psychology. And that's why some rappers, you don't go nowhere. Because if you don't put nothing in, you ain't going to get nothing out. You got to put something in. No, Japanese don't buy no more books. People buy books when you show up. People support you when you show up, Lone Ranger. When you show up, people support you. People look you up. People take interest. How could you sell a book in New York if you don't ever go to New York? Nobody in New York gonna know you. Well, right now, it's triple time. Boy, listen, I don't know why I'm not getting no. Listen, support the channel. I should be charging y'all. Let me put my money up here. Look, I'm finna give y'all a game. Make a donation to the channel. Look. You can't make no money if you don't go out to make some. So you can't sell no books in New York unless you go to New York. So people will be like, okay, check this out, Eric, Rick. Listen, I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but I will tell y'all everything. Listen. So you say, well, okay, if you go to New York and you go to Japan, how you know that's gonna make money? Listen, because I'm gonna be there forever. You know why? Because of the internet. So if I'm in Japan and I go live, you know how many people gonna watch it? And if the word get out, boom, my last live was in New York. My next live in Detroit. My, the views go up. The views go up. The views go up. The interest go up. You talking about the book. Let me order that. Let me order that. Let me order that. Brrr. This is what they call going viral. And if you mess around and go viral, it's up. They don't got nothing to do with Japan. Germany, anywhere in Africa, you going twice because you can record it. So it lives forever. See, it used to be when I was a kid, if you went to Florida, came back, you might take some pictures. But now with the internet, wherever you go lives forever. It hits the web. So you there in real life and you there on the web. They still watching you in Japan and you already in England. And this is what a lot of rappers don't understand. That's how you get the money. It takes money to make money. Nobody's going to be interested in you if you don't go out and shake hands and kiss babies. That's how presidents become presidents. I got to be everywhere. I got to be everywhere. So it take a certain team, certain type of people to be with you for you to pull out this. You can't be with no weirdo, nobody gonna stress you out, none of that. Oh, hell no. You have to focus to get your goal. And this is just a groundbreaker of a lot of stuff after this. So I got to do this right. But it's definitely New York Times bestseller. That's why it's taking me a long. It ain't even written like nobody else's book. Man, ain't nobody even wrote no book in the format I'm writing a book. Facts. The format I'm writing it is unique. So the readers be like, oh, this for the readers, I'm making it unique for the readers. Then you take the book and then you shop the book for the movie deal instead of writing a screenplay. But this just the first book because this is a company too. So this is the first book. So once the first book is done, then the second book is right? Because everything you go through for your first project, there's a lot of things got to be laid down. Once those things is laid down, your second project, third project is faster. So I don't mind taking my time for the first project because it's not just a book. It's a whole publishing company. I'm not just writing a book. I'm going into the book business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just writing a book. I'm finna sell the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, stick with Big Pharaoh and learn something. I'm not just writing a book. I'm starting a whole publishing company for my children. Yeah, we publishing my book. No, I'm not running nobody publishing my no. Nobody's publishing my book. I'm publishing my book. I'm starting a publishing company with my children's names and stuff in there. Yeah, this is my children's publishing company. Now I'm going to the book business. Reading is fundamental. And then I'm be on that whole thing too, going around trying to get people to read. I'll be out here trying to get the youth to read. Fighting against digital, telling them digital ain't it, still pick up a book. Learn how to tell time for real. Stop depending on that digital clock. Learn how to read a clock. Because you're going to have to go back to a sundial. You're going to have to go back. So all this shit going to fall. So don't be dependent on this digital. This is temporary. This is going to be out of here. Anything that be plugged up could be unplugged. So you have to learn how to read a clock. You're going to have to learn how to add, subtract, multiply. Put that calculator down. Feel me? So I'm going to be on that tour too, my book tour and my other tours promoting certain things. Literacy and reading and shit. I mean, if you can't read, how you going to get money? How you going to read your contract? Because even if you're on the internet, they're gonna still send you your contract. You got to read it. You got to still know how to read. Even though you're on the internet, you got to read on the internet. You got to know how to read. You got to know how to read. You got to know how to do math, or you can't make it. You can't make it. If you don't know how to do math, if you don't know how to read, you cannot make it in no world. And you got to be a boss. It's time for black people to do for yourself. Stop having somebody else do everything. It's better for you to take your time to build something and pass it down to your children instead of having everybody else do everything for you. You write a book, you running begging them to publish your book. Please, master, publish my book. Please, master. Man, I'm not doing none of that. I'll put my own book out and publish it myself. I talked to a lady, she a lawyer. She said, but look, Pharaoh, if we could put the book out there and we can find you publishers, they might give you $1 million cash up front. Say, overall, what if you make $2 million? I told her, I said, if I make $2 million, the only way anybody gonna let me make $2 million if they make 10. She said, well, that's probably right. She said, or 5 or so. I said, right. She said, but I'm not interested in them making shit. That's the part you understand. So I told her, I'm not interested in them making nothing. Before I take 2 million and let you take 5, I'll take 1 million and let you take nothing. Yeah. I'll take 1 and you don't get shit. I'm not dropping no book for you to make nothing. Let's just start there. You want to make some money, you're going to have to make money with shipping, manufacturing the book for a while, because I get enough money, I'll open up my own book factory. But that's a whole nother. But for now, I don't mind you printing it up, but I don't want to be in nobody's pocket. That's what's wrong with the black man and black woman right now. You keep letting everybody else hold your hand doing everything for you. You don't want to do nothing for yourself. That's why I started a record label. We got to do for ourselves. We got to put our own books out, put our own music out, put our own information out, make our own clothes, prepare our own food, get our own food in the stores, get our own stores to get our own food in our own stores, get our own trucking to deliver our own food from our own stores. This is how we're going to have to start going. And stop running to somebody else to do everything for you because you're too lazy to want to learn how to do it. It might take you a long time to learn how to do it, but now you can take your grandbaby, your children, and you can teach them how to do it. And you can bring them into the game. Pass that stuff down to the next generation. So they inherit a record label. They inherit a publishing company. They inherit a trucking company. Yeah, you're a trucker, but why you ain't got no trucking company? Get you a truck, start a trucking company, and you be the first driver. Yeah, you be the first driver for your trucking company. And then when a family member or someone want to drive, you sign them up. Now you got 2 drives. Next thing you know, you got a big trucking company. Why are you trucking for somebody else? Make it make some sense. I'm not with that. Why you don't start your own trucking company? You're a black woman, open your own beauty shop, make your own goddamn beauty products. They come and get their hair done in your shop with your shit. When the money get right, you order your own combs, your own hot curls, whatever you use it. You build up your money and order. These my curls, these my hot curls. I got combs, I sell combs, all the spray, all this stuff. I make it manufactured. And I sell it to everybody else. From the rooter to the tutor. Let's cut the middleman out. He got to go. And yeah, it ain't easy, but until you get out there and find out it's hard, you ain't gonna never overcome. You gotta go out there and see where the stumbling blocks is up so you can step on the damn stumbling block. Yeah, stumbling blocks, but stumbling blocks could get beat up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I whoop a stumbling block. But you better get the hell out of my way. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't gonna never go nowhere. It's easier to study business. Just get in it. You don't got to study business. Business will study you. Get in it. It'll show you what to do. They try to make it difficult, Long Ranger. Just get in it. Set. Whatever business you get in, you're going to learn what to do. Don't try to learn what to do before you get in business. Get in business, then learn what to do. Facts. Sit back. What business I want to get in? Oh, Johnny One Stop. Boom. Call the people, E&I, get your E&I number. It's free. Johnny One Stop. They're going to send you an E&I number for free. Johnny One Stop is official. They don't tell you that. Search. Make sure you go to the government, though. Don't go to all them other people. Get your EIN. No, it's going to say U.S. government. And get your EIN number. You don't want to go to the wrong ones. You want to go, watch this. You want to go to this one. Well, you don't get this nowhere. Look, you want to go to this one right here. See what it say? IRS government. That's the one you want to go to. That's the one you want to go to. Then when you hit it, it's going to take you right here. When you hit the link, it's going to take you right here. They won't be open until January 6th. And then you get your EIN for free. Once you get your EIN for free, boom, you're a company. You're a company already. That's your tax number to the IRS for your company. And with that number, now you can go finish all your other business to officially register your business. But nobody be able to get that EIN number. So then you can go through everything else you got to go through. Go register your business. Go get your logo done. Boom. Register, trademark your logo. You there. Then once you got that business, you just keep that business forever. That business name, you keep it forever. And if you try to do some business that don't work out, you still keep all that business information for the babies, the children, the grandchildren. they might come up with a good idea to drop under that same business name. That business name don't lock you into no particular type of business. So you pick a name that don't lock you in, and now you could use it for any business. And you're good to go. Once you pay for your trademark, that's like $350. You don't have to pay no more. EIN number's free. Yeah, you get all your paperwork before you do anything. Yes. You get all your paperwork. You get the name. Once you get the name, you get the EIN. You come up with the name. You get the EIN number. Then you go get it trademarked. Once you get that logo, you get somebody to design a logo. Then you go get that name and logo trademark. Once you got your EIN, you get that design and logo trademark. You're looking at $300 for them to design your logo. Let's say they charge you $150, $200. You're looking at $500. You own a company. Now that company could sit there and anybody, children, son, anybody could come in, use that logo, use that EIN number, and they are immediately in business. That's one of the best things you could pass down to your children. It's a bunch of logos that's trademarked and EIN numbers that's already registered with the government. They rocking and rolling. Nobody ain't gonna tell you that. Your kids rocking and rolling. Your son get like 18. That's what you give him for his birthday. A company name with a logo that's trademarked already and an EIN number. He rolling. They ain't gonna tell you this. You don't need, you could use AI, but you could do that shit yourself. Man, you don't need no AI, bro. You do that shit yourself. You don't need, let me tell you something. When you go to the trademark company, take your time and read it and do everything they do and fill out for your trade. Then you're going to send them $350. That's what they don't tell you. You're like, how I know I filled it out right? Finally, it's going to go to them. It's going to sit for a while. It's going to go to a worker. When it go to a worker, if you put anything in there wrong, they're going to call you. They're going to email you and you're going to call. When you call, the worker going to get on the phone. They're not going to tell you this. The worker going to get on the phone. This happened to me. The worker will get on the phone. You say, hello? They say, yeah. Say, I'm so-and-so. So I say, okay, I'm looking at your thing right now. You messed up section 8. They're going to tell you log in. You're going to go to the internet. You're going to log into your account. You're going to log into your trademark thing. She's going to say, go down to 39B. Okay, Pharaoh, you see where you said this? That's wrong. Put this, and a period, no space. Put it in a push. It's going to say save. She said, okay, now go down here. Do this. No, that's wrong. Do it like this. Boom, save. Do it like, go down here. Change this to that, Pharaoh. Boom. That's it. Push save. Okay, you're done. They ain't going to tell you that. Somebody going to try to charge you $500, $1,000, $5,000 to get your trademark. When you fill it out, there's a trademark professional that will walk you through and fix anything you messed up. Facts. I did it for Pay Black Americans. Pay Black Americans is trademarked. And they walked me through. Facts. They walked me through. Facts. People try to charge me. You see that R? That's what that is. You see that R? That's what that is. Facts. I didn't even fill it out right. The lady showed me how to do it right on the phone. Boo, change this, change that, push it. Okay, you're done. Congratulations. It's like that. They don't be want to tell us nothing. I'm telling y'all, they don't want to tell us nothing. They're not going to tell you nothing. They want you to think it's hard. Yeah, they will assist you and do it for you. And that's money in the bank. You save your children a big headache. You also prevent somebody from stealing your ideas. You got your logo, you got your idea. Now you got to do is sit back and take your time. You don't have to rush and throw no money in to implement your idea. You could take your time to implement your moves. If you make the right moves and got the right ideas, you make the right move, you got the right ideas, you're blowing through the roof, you're going through the roof. Especially you young people, because you can have your stuff trademarked. You're only 25, whatever. You can go back and revisit that when you get 29, 30. Oh, I got my trademark. Let me go back. Let me get this popping. You can get it popping at your own convenience, but can't nobody steal from you. And that trademark, whether you do something with it or not, your baby can own it, your grandbaby can own it, your great grandbaby can own it. They ain't got to go through nothing. They already got a company. All they got to do is figure out what to do with the company. Man, you pay $350. By the time your grandbaby comes, that might be $2,000. In fact, y'all know that. You don't have to pay no taxes, but you don't even have to have no business. You don't have to have a business to have the trademark and to have the EIN. You don't have to have the business. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have to have the business, but you got what's necessary to start the business. You understand? It's easier for anybody to start the business because they already got their EIN number with the government and they already got their trademark. So you don't have to start the business. You don't have to do no more investing or nothing. If you pick a good name, that name could be used for anything you decide to do. For anything. So you don't have to rush and decide what to do with it. But when you are ready to go, you don't have to go wait that whole year for your trademark to get cleared. Yours cleared already. So you could just jump down in business. I'm telling you. This year I'm gonna buy like 5. I'm gonna get like 5 of them. But they for my kids and grandkids. You could put DBA. You could put doing business as. Yeah. You could put doing business as, which could have another company up under there. The problem is if you're doing business as, the company you're doing business as might have a different logo. So doing business as won't count for your logo. That would have to be the logo for that business. Now, doing business as could work for your taxes and stuff, but it ain't gonna work for the logo. Because if I'm Al May, but I'm doing business as Shelly Shell, I still got to have a Shelly Shell logo. So I'm gonna have to have two logos. Because if I'm doing business, I'm not going to be doing business as the parent company. I'm going to be doing business at the other company, and that company's still going to need a logo. So I'm talking about logo right now, right? So with a logo, every business got to have its own logo. So you got the parent company going to need a logo, and then if you want to do business as that company, also going to have a logo. Because the logo is for the advertisement. And you can't use the parent company advertisement for that. So if I'm American Home Products, I got a logo for American Home Products. But if I own Colgate, I still got to get a logo for Colgate. So I used to work at the stock exchange. You still got to get a logo for Colgate because you still got to. And then not only do you got to get a logo for Colgate, if Colgate come out with a product, you might have to. Well, you won't have to get a logo for that product. You just get a. You'll get a label for that product, and you'll just put the Colgate logo on it. But you're still gonna have to come up with a label for the individual products too, but not necessarily a trademark. You can use the trademark on any of the products from that company. But the parent company you're gonna need two trademarks: the parent company and the doing business as. Pretty much. All right, I hope y'all learned from that. Ladies, send your beautiful pictures in. I appreciate all you queens that have sent your pictures in. You look wonderful. So, ladies, send your beautiful pictures in. We're going to add them. And you ladies that sent your pictures in, you look beautiful. Victory.